On a foundational level, it's still men calling the shots, taking the big decisions. There might be this woman who's also there, like a token presence. But it is, again, men deciding what is the budget, what are the big decisions that have to be made, men decide these things. So it's still sort of very patriarchal in that sense.
That is why only privileged people get a chance to be on stage. It's like a fucking luxury, dude. There's such an imbalance. And then those women are representatives. वो लोग बोलते हैं, yeah, my struggle was this, my struggle was okay, this, that. उनका story document कर रहे हैं लोग, तो वो लोग कैसे बोलेंगे इन लोग का story?
I think most of the higher level decisions are definitely being made by men. Upper caste, upper class, cisgender, heterosexual men. The ones in power are definitely those people. But like I feel like there are way more managers who are kind of doing more of the day-to-day execution stuff who are also women.
It definitely felt like it was less male dominated when I moved to Bombay because there were women in other roles, not just singers. Sadly, most of the time, the gender policing starts from when we are kids. If you have a boy and a girl, you're most likely going to put your boy in drums and guitar class. You're going to put your daughter in violin and piano and singing. That actually ultimately creates such a large divide in the industry. When I came to Bombay, I actually saw more female sound engineers, producers, instrumentalists, fields like producers, for example. Like if I were to approach a female producer at this point of time, it would be a very conscious choice for me to approach a female producer. I'm doing that with the motive of working with a female and not working with the producer I want to. Simply because there's not that much of a pool of choice.
I remember once meeting Arjun Ravi at some conference where he said, use your contacts. Like if you have friends in places, like use those contacts and get gigs. And I had this conversation with him. I said, I have friends. I said, I have a lot of friends. You know these friends of mine. But I've not got a gig. And he's like, that's so weird. You absolutely should get a spot at Weekend. I was like, help me out then. Never happened.
While Women as a community is in the scene since 2 years, all these boys hit on all the girls of the crew and everything. मतलब बकवास तो पूरी करेंगे. But no one has given us gigs.
I got a lot more press than gigs back then. And this is after having a unique selling point. And you still don't get like booked or like paid.
We have like literally worked in their offices and they fucking still don't give us opportunities.
In music, it's still got a long way to go.
I strongly believe if you put your mind and effort to it, you can come up with a good lineup that is gender inclusive. The only factor is that you have to be willing to take chances, which people and sponsors and brands are not inclined to do. But that can also be cured with the right team from the festival side who says, trust us, this artist, male, female, queer, whatever, needs to get to the next level and therefore we will give them this platform. How else do you get from one place to the other?
I definitely see it changing. But that said, I don't see like anything significant happening on the top level yet. We do have way more events. We have more like collectives and stuff for women just to empower and have like that support system. But at the end of the day, like everybody that I know who's in a position of power is a man.
The problems always existed. It's just because of social media, the information is getting out there quicker.
One of the things that has been very effective in terms of the internet and social media is for the people to be more outspoken about the difficulties that they're facing and telling their story and finding some kind of common ground. The internet is a great place for us to be able to communicate better, for us to be able to find information that will help us.
So it's these conversations and this dialogue around women and queer people, even if it's social media and even if we are preaching to the choir sometimes, it's these conversations that are changing things.
We need more women to be making decisions because that's the only way that's going to move up to the top.
We're moving in that direction, but we do have some way to go.
I feel like if some wide-eyed 15-year-old goes to a gig and like, okay, yeah, there's one chick here and there are like 20 dudes, but hey, there is that one chick. So maybe 5 years from now there'll be two. Maybe 5 years from now there'll be three.
I think women should be out there, dude. Like, we need to be everywhere. We need more women to just be as a clan. So that unity will also, change a lot of things.
I think the world is just a better place when different kinds of people get to tell their stories.